Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Today we are watching a massive local derby. It is none other than the Sharks versus the Stormers, coming to you live from Kingsmead, or Kings Park rather, sorry I should say, in Durban. And yeah, massive clash of two teams in this URC matchup, South African local derby. As I say, I'd love to know where you guys watching from, what do you think is going to happen today, who you supporting, etc, etc. Tell me all the information, and yeah, we will get to see hopefully some very good rugby this afternoon. And yeah, and also we've obviously got Six Nations starting today, so let me know your thoughts on that, as the game has just got underway. Sharks kicking off from right to left, and Stormers have gathered well in the back here. Sharks fielding a strong side, but not full of all their big stars, as we might come to know, or to expect them to have in recent times, basically. So, nonetheless, a very interesting matchup, and hopefully it'll be a very good game. Andrew, you're saying, how's it, Chinas? Are you ready for SA versus Stormers? I do enjoy that, as I say, but the problem is that Sharks are not fielding all of their Springboks in this game today. So, it's a little bit more even than you think it is, but still, the Shark squad is a very good one. Marty Libok, the big name for Stormers, of course, starting for them today. He is starting at fly half, and he's just kicked the ball out from a penalty that was awarded to them, and it's just in front of the halfway line. So throw a line out here to come for the Stormers. And yeah, we will get to see this game. Joey's saying, do we get to watch the game, or is it live commentary? It is only live commentary only. It's a watch along, so you get to watch along with me. Hopefully you do stay and enjoy. Vic saying, we are the Storm. Why are the Stormers allowed to field Fourie and Weber, but the Sharks can't field Thomas DeToy and Am? Because they've got different stages in which they can, the way in which the whole vesting process works is different stages and different times. Each player has their own timing, basically, with regards to when they need to be rested and when they mustn't be. Those sort of things are things that take place. So that's why you'll see some Springboks play in some weeks and some not in others. So that is the story at the end of the day. Stormers now coming forward here with Marty Libok. He's coming through on the wing. They've got support. It should be a try. Easy try to the Stormers. Indeed it is. Early points within 2 minutes. My word. Sharks just not awake at all there from the restart. Well, not from the restart, but from the kick. From Sharks kick ball forward after marking it. And Stormers just regathered past infield and then passed it right back to the wing. Marty Libok came through. And eventually the ball is put down by the number 9 Herschel Yankees. So early points already to the Stormers. Sharks already find themselves behind. So first blood Stormers, which is a big not surprise, I suppose, but certainly an interesting talking point. With the kick to come, Marty Libok to have the attempt now. So just so I can also run through the teams for you guys. So we've got the Sharks team. So our forwards are Chunu, Van Vuren, and Sardi. Locks, Andrews, Koblar, and the loose trio, Fenta, and Buthelezi. Our number 9 and 10 are Wright and Bosch. Our wingers are Abrahams and Porchita. Centers, Vanyans van Rensburg and Tapuai. And at the full-back position, Apalela Fassi. Kick to come here is not for Marty Libok to take. It is in fact going to be the fullback. It's Blommetjies for Stormers who's taking this. If we go through the Stormers team, our front row, we've got Brock Harris, Dweber, and Fischer. Our locks, Van Heerden and Porter of England. In the loose trio, we've got Fourie, Pokamela, and Tiernison. And then in the number 9 and 10, Herschel Yankees and Marty Libok. The wingers, Sanatla and Hartzenberg. The centers, Duplessis, Null, and as I say, fullback, Blommetjies. So Blommetjies was successful with the kick. So Sharks now having to come back and fight into this game. So yeah, please out people, do let me know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, what do you think is going to happen today. Of course, as I say, we've got Six Nations rugby action later. And I want to know your thoughts and your predictions with regards to those games as well, as the game is back underway. Stormers fielding just within their 22 after the restart, getting ready for the box kick. Herschel Yankees just waiting for Brock Harris to join. Yoshiyanki's smiling and laughing at the moment, so certainly feeling relaxed, I think, Stormers, so far in this game. It's not a very full Kings Park at all, at least not in the Sun section. So a little bit disappointing with regards to a local derby, hoping to drag in some numbers, but not really doing the business. Sharks now with the ball in hand on the halfway line. Stormers to have regathered the ball. Those Sharks knocked it on in the tackle. So Stormers again with an opportunity to attack. Comes to Tiernison, who goes down. He's taken up by Brock Harris. Did very well there. Herschel Yankees now rucking, trying to hold this ruck here. And they're going to come back for the knock-on advantage. So we'll have the first scrum of the game just about on halfway. So exactly in the middle of the field, basically. So our referee for today is stalwart Yaku Paper, who is obviously coming under fire in Europe recently for some of his refereeing performances and things, but nonetheless, he is refereeing our game today. Look at the pack weights. We've got Sharks at 893 kgs versus Stormers 883. So very close. Should be a very good matchup, of course. I mean, I can't actually decide which team might be more favorable in terms of this scrum. Both lineups not really the starting trios, so we'll be very interested to see how this goes. Stormers look to have a good hit. Starting to get a little bit purchased. Yeah, Stormers starting to go forward. They've got the advantage. Stormers done very well in the scrum there. And they passed it over, but it was attemptedly intercepted by Sharks Abrams, but was knocked on. They'll come back for the penalty on halfway line. To the Stormers. So yeah, early advantage all in the Stormers' favour so far. Sharks really struggling. Antoinette's saying the others at the wedding of Eben. Yes, that is also a good point. I think Eben's wedding is today, which is a big thing. I think we are coming back. I do apologise for that breakage there, but nonetheless, we've got Stormers coming forward now in their own attack, just about inside the Sharks' half. Sharks did very well to get over the ball though, but apparently penalty against. Tapawai looking a little bit flustered as to why it would be a penalty, but nonetheless, Sharks do concede, and Stormers now do have a kickable opportunity, but they might well go for the line and go for the 5-metre line, hopefully, to try and see if they can maul it over. And indeed, they are going to go for the kick, so it'll be Marnie Libok with the kick to come. To try and make it a 10-point lead. So Marnie Lebach now with his kick to come in the 8th minute of this game. One try to the Stormers already scored by Herschel Yankees. Yeah, the shaded section of Kings Park is a little bit more full than the sun section, but it's still not a massive crowd here today. But nonetheless, Marnie Lebach attempts. It looks poor. Yeah, it's gone to the right. Unfortunately, just missed there. So missed opportunity there for the Stormers to go ahead. So the score remains at 7 points to 0. But of course, we will surely see some more opportunities for the Stormers coming up ASAP, I'm sure as well. The ball is now kicked. It's dropped. Drop kick. It was a very poor idea from the Sharks. I don't quite understand. They tried very close to their half. So now Stormers basically straight away with an attacking opportunity right outside Sharks 22. Herschel Yankees now fielding the ball. Comes to Marnie Lebach. Now to the centre. It's Blomekis. Blomekis gets tackled well by Tapawai on the 10-metre line. Herschel Yankees regathers. Passes it through to the forwards. The forwards trying to make some ground. Making some ground as well. So that'll certainly help them out. Herschel Yankees opts for the chip in behind. It's not going to go out. It's fielded well here. And it's kicked up. And it's not out. So Blomekis is going to regather on the halfway line. Passes it into midfield. Now there's a chip in behind again. Stormers could be chasing here. Null waits it up, but he's intercepted the ball, unfortunately. And now Sharks trying to come forward with the ball inside their own half. Right now on the ball. He passed it through. Mchunu trying to come through the line, but well taken down. But I think there was a forward pass. Indeed, forward pass was played to Mchunu, so there will be another scrum now to the Stormers just outside the Sharks 22. So all action going to the Stormers at the moment. Sharks fans will be certainly a little bit wary of the fact that they need to get back into this game quickly. Yeah, they're really struggling to do anything with the ball at the moment. Ref there just talking to both captains, or at least to two players on either side. Oh, there you go. See, Faree and Wright were just having a whole little handbag session. So ref just telling them to calm down. And, we will hopefully see some clean rugby play today. Thank you very much. Thanks for the commentary, Mark. You're more than welcome. Hopefully you will enjoy. Yeah. We're just having a bit of a break here in play. I think it's Dweber who's down just before the scrum. Now, previous scrum, Stormers were all over the Sharks. So we'll be interested to see if that's going to be the case again. It will be a Stormers feed as well into the scrum. So hopefully they might, well, at least Stormers fans will be hopeful that they can certainly get the same purchase they got from the previous scrum as well. Well, the Sharks' only defeat in the last 5 URC encounters was 12-24 at Connacht on the 7th of January. Now, even that game, they should never have lost. But they did go on to lose that game. So, interesting outcome there. As I've just by mistake closed the game by mistake. I'm just going to quickly get that back. My bad. The scrum is now underway. Hopefully. Is loading. And the Sharks win the penalty. So, interesting that the first scrum was a penalty to the Stormers. Second scrum to the Sharks. Indeed, yeah. Stormers just completely collapsing on the far side. So, Sharks getting the benefit out of that little piece of play there. So, interesting now. Sharks trying to just hopefully build up some momentum. Carl Lusardi, the one winning that penalty. And a great kick there from the Sharks. Unbelievable kick all the way inside the Stormers 22. So now an immediate attacking opportunity for the Sharks. So hopefully that was the little piece of play they needed to get back into this game. And great kick there by Kerwin Bosch. What a fantastic kick, I tell you. And the line out is taken, and it's very well fielded by the Sharks. There's a maul going forward, but it's taken down eventually. Right now, over the ball, inside the Stormers 22. Passes to Trapawai, who moves hard into Libok and Faree, but taken down well. Right now, passing through. It's Fenton now with the ball. Right again. Takes it out. He darts himself. He gets a little bit of forward play, but not able to get through the tackle. Kerwin Bosch now acting as scrum half. Wright is now back. Passes to Carl Lusardi. Goes forward nicely. Wright now over the ball. Comes to Fenter. Fenter charges in well. He's well supported by Pepsi Buthelezi. Wright again. Passes to Rohan Jans van Rensburg, who darts himself. Sharks still coming forward here. Not getting too much go forward, but certainly looking relatively decent on the ball. Not certainly looking anything wary of giving away the ball. Wright now passes through to Kerwin Bosch. Tries to chip over the top. It's bounced. Blommerkies has fielded it, but he's been taken out within his own touchline, so that will be a scrum to the Sharks right on the 5 meter. Surely, I think that's what should happen at least. So Sharks trying something interesting that almost works, not quite for this try scoring opportunity, but certainly has gotten them a bit more forward, and it will be a 5 meter scrum to the Sharks right on the Stormers line. So as I say, scrum's very interesting so far. In fact, first scrum went to Stormers, second scrum went to Sharks. So a very even scrum battle at the moment. So it's a big scrum for the Stormers on their own line. And again, also a big scrum for the Sharks as well to try and get some points on the board and bring this game back up to level points. Christo, they're saying, Mark, your commentary is always outstanding. I always enjoy it. Thank you very much, Christo. I'm glad you do. I'm here all game. Scrum just having to be reset there. Jakob not happy with something. I'm not quite sure what. But there's a whole lot of jumping castles and a pool place and the whole thing in King's Park at the moment. So a real vibe for people there. But the main thing there, of course, is the rugby. And we're about to have the scrum now. Again, we will try and sort it out, but we are back. So please don't leave if you suddenly see it. Just disconnect for a couple of seconds. We'll be back within the next 10 seconds as well. Hopefully, it's just a couple of small glitches there. So Stormers, after winning the penalty, are now on the 22-meter line with possession in hand. Herschel Yankees looking here to surely kick it as far as possible for either a chase or to see if it goes out. I think it's been brought back, so this will be a chased ball. Lead and up and under goes up, and it is being chased here hard. It's a great chase by Evan, and there you go. Stormers have got the ball. Comes to, I can't even see, is that Fourie? This Dion Fourie, I think. They're all the way up into the 22. Quick ball, can need it, but Joseph Drebber spills it. To be fair to him, was not a good pass at all, right to his feet. So Stormers stuffing up a glorious counter-attacking opportunity there. Joseph Drebber just knocking the ball on the Sharks 22, but in fairness was a terrible pass to his basically his legs, like his knees and shins. So very unfortunate there for the Stormers. They could have had some more points there, but it was very well done. The chase was brilliant there by play. And it's been taken back from the Sharks there. So they tried to exit there from Apalela Fassi, but the ball was taken back into the 22. So they're going to have a line out for the Stormers right inside the Sharks 22 yet again. So Stormers attacking opportunity once more. And they're really struggling, the Sharks, to get into this game. So attacking line for the Stormers. They've got the ball. And we've lost connection again. And we will try and get back. So I do apologize about this. Stormers have indeed scored the try from the... So Stormers are through again. I do apologize, everybody, for the breakages in connection. I am trying to sort it out now. But yeah, please do stay here, and we will get it sorted as we go. But Stormers with the try after that scrum, after that attacking line out in the Sharks 22 that did score. And Marnie Libok has now just converted it to make it 14 points to 0. The Sharks now going to have to restart. 14 points down. The ball is going again. It's going to be just inside the Stormers 22. Sinatla picks it up. Turns in the tackle nicely. But eventually is brought down. And Herschel Yankees now fielding the ball. I think Herschel Yankees here surely looking to go for the kick for the line here. This might well be a box kick. I don't know. And it is a, it's a box kick, but are they looking for the line? Looking for the chase. It's not out. Now Apalela Fassi comes forward. He's knocked the ball on. Nothing working for the Sharks at the moment. Really, really struggling to get into this game. 20 minutes into this first half. And Sharks are just nowhere at the moment. Stormers just making sure that they are staying on top. Permanently having possession. Great tackle, to be fair. Really good tackle right on the ball from Tiernason from Stormers. So it does dislodge the ball from Apalela Fasi's hands. So we'll have a scrum here. Stormers feed into the scrum, just inside the Stormers half, 10-meter line. Herschel Yankees now with the ball in his hand. And it's a big scrum for the Stormers yet again, and they win the penalty. So it's going to be... Oh, Dreber's down. He's not happy about something. He's covering his face and everything. I think he might well have landed on his face, or maybe something's happened to his back. Ooh, does look a bit awkward in that scrum there. So I think he's all right. Yeah, a little bit sore though. So Stormers winning yet another penalty, and Sharks again still really struggling. And it's a great kick from Marty Libok. Oh, it's not out, in fact, so not a good kick, but equally a terrible kick from Apalela Fasi. So it doesn't really matter. What is Apalela Fasi doing? I don't understand. He gets the ball. He's got so much time to kick it and choose where he wants to kick it. And he pretty much just kicks it 10 meters in front of him. So it's still a very good position for the Stormers. Just outside the Sharks 22. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Sharks, it just sort of sums up Sharks' game so far. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Whoever puts the ball in, but it's unsuccessful. Sharks do steal the ball back. But I think it was stolen by the Stormers. Indeed, it was stolen by Dion Fourie. So Stormers have got the ball back again inside the Sharks' half. Herschel Yankees now with the ball. Passes to the back line. Marty Libok goes for the far crossfield ball. And it's picked up by... That's much better there by Apalela Fasi. He marks the ball. And it's now kicking forward. And it's not out. So Blommetjies now will counter attack. He puts it up for himself to kick. It's not a brilliant kick, but it'll work. And he goes for the ball, but he misses it. But I think it's gone backwards. So Storm is still with the ball. Now it comes to Marty Libok again. Passes it off there. Dion Fourie now on the wing, trying to find some space. Sharks really struggling here. Herschel Yankees with the ball infield. And the ball goes up. It's an up and under. It's going to be inside the 22. So Stormers have to get to this ball. No, Apalela Fasi doesn't secure the ball. So Stormers get away with it. Dion Fourie now. Now Herschel Yankees. They spread across the line. Oh, but it's knocked on from the Stormers. So they'll come up for the original knock on from Apalela Fasi inside the 22. Yeah, so Sharks just really struggling right now. Like, cannot get into this game. As we see a bit of a breakage in play here. Just getting, I think it's a water break generally. There is an injury for a Stormers player. So yeah, it's a water break. Official water break has been taken from the referees. So we will resume rugby in a little bit. But yeah, so far I think this is a good idea for the Sharks, just to try and fix this basically. I do see that yeah, basically this is really pointless. I don't know that's what I'm going on about. Sorry, not pointless, but nonetheless, it's just Sharks are really struggling to get into this game. 14 points to 0. They don't have a point behind their name yet, and missed tackles and just really poor in possession the Sharks have been so far. So lots to try and think about in this little water break, and hopefully they can fix it for this next bit of this first half. So it's a big turning point hopefully for the Sharks in this half. They need to really wake up here, and immediately they have to start defending a scrum inside their own 22. So not all in their favor already. So lots to do. And yeah, if you are watching the stream, please do let me know where you are watching from, who you're supporting. your predictions for the game, what do you think of the game so far, etc., etc. Let's have a conversation. Let's chat. Do let me know. I'm very happy to answer all questions. So Stormers have been getting the bit of the edge in the scrum so far. So will that continue? That is the next question. But it does seem to be a Stormers favourable scrum so far. Yankee feeds the ball in. Sharks getting a good hit on this, but Stormers still securing the ball. It comes out. And it's advantage to the Stormers. I think it was offsides from the Sharks. So Yankees plays it. And again, they play through the line. It's Dion Fareed is taken down by Wright. Ball comes away. Ball's coming out here, and it's going to be a penalty against the Sharks. Sharks just giving away so many penalties and just not able to keep their discipline at the moment. I think they might have to be careful here. But yeah, very much offsides from the Sharks from that scrum. Advancing way too early. So it's a scrum right in front of the posts for the Stormers. And I think they're going to go for the kick. Indeed, yeah, they will go for posts. So just adding the score and just adding to it and ticking the scoreboard over. Lebok now lining up the kick here. Should put Stormers 17 points up. So yeah, Sharks got lots to think about right now. They're really struggling. It's a 3-score game already. Should he get this over, of course. It is pretty much just to the left of the post, but I mean, very simple kick essentially. Kick is hit. Monty Lebok's happy. 17-0. So Sharks, 0 points still after 25 minutes in their home stadium in Kings Park. So really not favouring them at the moment. Really struggling. And the ball is restarted, and Sanatle again is the one collecting it. Yankees now passing through. Tiernason takes it down. Yankees pass it back to Marty Lebok, who goes for the line. Blommetjies now with the ball. Comes to Null. Passes it back to Blommetjies. Blommetjies now kicks it forward. It's a relatively decent punt, but Sharks have regathered nicely. And the ball goes up from Bosch, and Fassi is the one chasing. Fassi's over it, and he's got the ball back. So Sharks now with the ball inside the Stormers half. It's well done by Fassi there. Made it look very easy. Right now passing through to Fenter. Fenter running hard, running well. Right, taking the ball out of the ruck again. Comes to Bosch. Now to Carlu Sadi. He gets taken down midfield. Right now with the ball again. Kieran Bosch trying to find something. Rowan Jans van Rensburg gets taken down in midfield, but he gets back up without letting go. So will be a penalty against him. And the Stormers yet again winning a penalty. So, yeah, Sharks just out of ideas at this point in time. Really struggling here. And again, the ball has not come out. So one thing that Marty Lebok has not been able to do very well today is kick the ball out. He's really, really struggling with that. The ball is sent up now from Marty Lebok after that. And Blommetjies is chasing it. Chasing hard, but not able to get there. Right collects the ball, passes it back in. And it's a good run here from Sharks. And then eventually brought down. Right now with the ball inside his own half still. Sharks up to punt. It's Kieran Bosch who kicks it forward. It's a good kick. But Blommetjies is back inside his 22 to collect. He now looks for the line. And it's a very flat kick, but it's going to go out just past his 10-meter line. So Sharks line out just inside the Stormers' half. So Sharks just trying to find something in this game at this point in time. Just a lot of big errors from some of our from some of the players today. Just really struggling to with some of the basics as well. You know, kicking for the line, not going out, and those sort of things. And Sharks do get the ball back. And Wright kick the ball forward. I don't quite know what's happened there. Don't know why it does. Oh, and Stormers fainted. And he's now moving forward here. Stormers are breaking away. Comes back to Marty Libbok. He's going to go for the line. Curran Bosch going too slowly, it seems. He tries to make the tackle. Marty Libbok still pumping him. Oh! Oh, my word! Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Marty Libbok was through. And Curran Bosch eventually catches up to him. But for about 10 meters, Curran Bosch is just on the floor, basically grabbing at Marty Libbok's shirt and just holding on. Marty Libbok just pumping his legs. And eventually makes it to the line through the just pumping the legs. And right on the line, as he's about to put it down, what seems so simple, he knocks it on. Right on the line. Gets over and, oh my word, he literally had it insecure. It was all secure in his hands. And then basically all that happened was, as he tried to dot it down, he brought his other hand across and he knocked the ball out of his own hand. Wasn't even really forced by Curran Bosch. If anything, I wouldn't give any credit to Curran Bosch there, but it was just poor from Marty Libbok, stuffing up such an easy opportunity for him to score. Herschel Yankees now collects after the in-goal dropouts. Marty Libbok now with the ball. This is on the 10-meter line. Herschel Yankees comes with the ball, passes to Dion Free. He tries to dart in, does well. Herschel Yankees takes it quickly. He tries to find the ball, but he was through. He managed to find the gap, but the pass was poor. Through the wing, pass was poor. My word, Stormers are all over the Sharks, though. So Joseph Drebber down yet again, and it's about the half an hour mark, and still 17 points to nil. Sharks still pointless in this game. Joseph Drebber now just getting a lot of strapping happening and ordering his physio around in terms of what he needs. As I say, Sharks just really... I've not seen the Sharks team so stumped before. The Stormers are all over them. And it should be more points. Stormers should be 24-0 up. At least. So the scrum is now set for the Sharks. Put in. And Wright puts the ball in. Sharks have got a bad hit. Stormers motoring forward again. Huge scrum for the Stormers. They turned over the ball already. And it's a penalty to the Stormers. Sharks just absolutely capitulating. I cannot even begin to tell you how ridiculous this is. Brock Harris and Fashir just absolutely murdered the Sharks scrum. Absolutely murdered it. And Marty Libbok now kicks for the line after that penalty, and it's on pretty much just over the just before the 5-meter line. Another attacking scrum line out to the Stormers. Sharks just absolutely nowhere in this game. I mean, I don't think I've seen hits like this in a good while. So it's a maul to the Stormers now after that restart. The Stormers have swung the maul, so Sharks are going to really struggle here. The maul is still moving forward, but the Sharks are somehow still defending it. But Stormers are adding some players to it. There's the dart on the outside. It's Joseph Dweber over. He scores the try. Stormers make it 22 points to 0 with the kick to come. I mean, Sharks just cannot cope. I mean, Sharks just do not have an answer at the moment. I have not seen the Sharks team so out of ideas before. And now Marnie Libak lines up the kick for the posts. Still just got just over 7 minutes until half time. Not the easiest of kicks, but certainly not the most difficult either. And he's slotted it over successfully. So, 24 points to 0. Sharks still way behind. I'm just really struggling. I cannot actually tell you how ridiculous this is, basically. So Sharks get the restart again, and Storm is fielding it deep inside their own half. Herschel Yankees with the ball, kicks it straight out. Just over the halfway line, essentially. So can Sharks try and entertain their home fans and try and get some points on the board just before half time? It's a huge, huge thing that they need to get the try over in this last 5 minutes here. If Sharks can try and pull a little bit of points back, they can sort of make a game of it in the second half. But if they don't, it's going to be very difficult for them to come back. They try an interesting backline move. It doesn't work at all. And Kerwin Bosch kicks it forward. In behind. It's a good kick, to be fair. Very good kick. In behind inside the Stormers 22. So hopefully the Sharks can try and create something from here. It will be a Stormers line out, though, inside the 22. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are so far in this game in terms of how poor the Sharks have been. And yeah, just any other comments, just shoot away, people, because my word. Oh, and the Stormers have just won it. I thought they'd lost it, but they just won it. And Stormers now passing it across the line. Blommetjies kicks it forward. It's a very good kick from Blommetjies. And it's going to go out on about the halfway line. So good exit from the Stormers there to get away from their own try line. So just under 5 minutes left of this first half. Sharks are just basically trying to get together. Referee Yaku Papers telling them to hurry up, but I think it's just basically a small talk here just to try and build themselves into this game. Ball goes in from the Sharks. It's a poor throw, but Tapawai cleans up right at the back. So Sharks still with possession of the ball on the halfway line. Right now, passes it through to Mchunu, who gets taken down early, so they've already been pushed back by 5 meters, the Sharks. Stormers now trying to ruck over themselves. Right, eventually finding this ball, and I think he's going to have to try and kick it. He does indeed get the ball. He kicks it forward. That's not a good kick right for the attempted up and under, but the Sharks do still get it. And right now, grubbers it through after receiving the ball back. And Clayton Blommetjies now with the ball inside his 22, chooses not to kick or pass, but gets taken in contact. And the ball eventually comes out, but it was a penalty as the ref did call tackle. So the tackle was called from the ref. Sharks had to release. They didn't. The ball flung out the challenge. And Stormers win yet another penalty in this game. Sharks just absolutely nowhere. And the ball is kicked forward, and it's about on the halfway line for the Stormers. But a Stormers feed, of course, this time. Just 4 minutes left of this game. Joseph Drebin now with the ball. Puts it in. Easy gathered from him. Herschel Yankees pass it along. Oh my word, huge hit in midfield from Ryan Janssen van Rensburg. It started a whole attack for the Sharks. Tapawai, who's come away with the ball. As a result, the tackle in midfield, the ball just spewed straight from it. Now Sharks with the ball. Apalele Fassi trying to find a gap. Pepsi Butulezi doing well to get there right now. Pass it to Andrews. They're inside the Stormers 22. Can the Sharks score a try right at the injure? My word, I want to go back and see that hit. It was absolutely massive. Quick hands on the Sharks. Again, it comes to the wing. To I think it's Van Vuuren. Not so Van Vuuren. Yeah, Van Vuuren, sorry. And Kern Bosch now with the ball in his hand. Not able to make a decision. He does get tackled on the 22-meter line. Right now, opting to go blindside. Comes to Fenter, who's been very quiet this game. James Fenter, that is. Still the Sharks with the ball. Apalele Fassi passing to Andrews. Right now fielding the ball yet again. Apalele Fassi trying to create something. He's finding himself in midfield the whole time. Right now passing the ball back. It's not a great pass to Fenter. But now comes Tapawai, who's got space here. He's got space, but he's been taken down inside the 22. But it's sealing, I think. Well, surely not sealing apparently from the ref. Sharks still with the ball inside the 22 of the Stormers. Crucial that they score points. So Carly Sardi with the quick hands. Doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Oh, it's taken blind, and it will be a scored. No pillars for the Stormers, and the Sharks just diverted there. It will be a try from Porter, I think it is. Porter, indeed, he does go over the Englishman. Oh, sorry, it's not Porter. I don't know why I keep saying Porter. Sorry, it's Hobler. Sorry, I do apologise. 20 seconds left, so we'll have the final play in this half. I do apologise about the connection issue there. Yeah, I mean, Sharks finally getting some points on the board. Stormers just falling asleep there. Just there's no pillars whatsoever at that ruck, and then Grobler easily over, right under the posts. The Livak puts the ball in. Sharks not opting to kick the ball out, even though they could. I think they might well do it here, right with the ball. I'm sure we'll see the ball kicked out here. I don't see much point in them continuing. Nope, kicks it infield. I think it is. So that should be half time, I believe. The Hoosiers not gone though, so they will play. It's a bit odd. We are way over the halfway point. The Hooter has now gone. I think the Hooter was delayed there. I don't think they're actually supposed to play. But nonetheless, they will have this line out. So Stormers with the put in. Just on the halfway line. I'm sure the Stormers will just get the ball in and they'll just pass it. Well, they'll just kick it straight out, I'm sure. But they have to wait and put the ball in first. Joseph Drebber with the ball on the halfway line. Sends it in. And it's not actually easily won by the Stormers there, but Marty Libak does get it and kicks it out. So that will be half-time. Sharks just getting a try right before half-time, but otherwise we're completely dominating that first half. Stormers with 24 points, the Sharks 7, and I will just be taking a break for this half-time period. But do be back here for the second half, and I will continue commentating. Until then, do leave me some questions and some thoughts on the game so far. But this URC clash, this home derby for the Sharks against the DHL Stormers, sees them go into halftime with only 7 points, while Stormers have 24 behind their name. Catch you in the second half.
I found a picture we took many years ago. When I said to you we would never grow old. Messages I've saved that I never send, 'cause I don't know you, but I used to back then. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here. But if I lost my mind, would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time. Words spill out of your mouth. You wish you were someone else. I miss you, but I know you miss your old self too. Silver once golden. There's only so much holding on. You can't take when your mind's at stake. Oh wait, do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Some things I can't fix feels heavy on your chest. I wish I could carry the weight all on my back. Colors now faded. There's only so much hoping that I can't do, but I'd rather lose than lose you. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again.
Back to the sound. sound, back to the sound.
on the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. The zero gravity, they got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero
Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name is Mark and we're about to watch the second half of Stormers versus Sharks. Sharks really needing to find some answers in the second half now. They were just shocking in that first half. Really shocking. Monty Libak with the ball ready to get us restarted in this home match for the Sharks. This derby, local derby in the URC competition. Yaku Paper does blow his whistle and the second half is underway. Can the Stormers keep going with their really strong showing today, or can the Sharks try and fight back? It was very crucial they scored a try right at the end of the first half just to make it a little bit of a more achievable sort of game. Now only making it 3 scores rather than 4. So 3 scores, it is doable, but my word, they do need to improve in that first half. It was shocking from them. Right with the ball, clears it well-ish. Not too well, in fact, actually only about 10 meters out of his zone 22. So Stormers will have a relatively decent opportunity here to attack the Sharks line ASAP. And I do apologize, I'm going to eat every now and then, and I will try and duck my head down a little bit. But I did not have any lunch earlier, and I'm starving, so I'm going to just be that person, unfortunately. Sharks have put, Stormers have put the ball into the into the line out. Tried to set up more, didn't really work. They've now spread it to the back line. Yankees now with the ball, spreading it out wide. Marty Libok's got the ball. There's a huge amount of space on the outside here. Marty Libok's darted. He's going himself, and he has been tackled right on the edge of the line here. Past infield from Yankees to Joseph Dweber, who gets taken down. Yankees now fielding the ball to Clayton Blommerkees, who passes it to Bashir. Bashir does well. Block Harris just clearing him out. Yankees now to Blommerkees, who passes right over the top to Sanatla, who's got so much pace. Can he get to the line? He finishes indeed! Early points straight away to the Stormers, same as the first half basically. Right in the second minute of this half, Stormers have got a try for themselves. So all I'm saying is that Sharks needed to do really well the second half to try and come back. And the very first thing they've done is concede a whole try. My word. It was very well done by the Stormers. They're just shifting through the line very quickly and the intelligent runs and passes basically. Just drawing the Sharks' defense and making it very narrow, which meant that out wide there was a lot of space, and indeed it got to Sanatla, and Kern Bosch could not make the tackle in time. So a great piece of play from the Stormers there, with a kick to come now from Monty Libok. Not an easy kick right in the corner, but nonetheless a kick to come to make it 31 points to 7. Sharks already starting the second half as they basically left the first half not particularly well. Yes, apologies. I'm just going to be eating a sandwich every now and then. So, Marty Libok, or was it Clayton Blommerkees? I actually think it might be over it. No, I think it's Marty Libok. With the kick. Indeed. And it's a good kick, so that will be 31 points to 7. Stormers really in the driving seat in this game so far. The Sharks get the restart going. All right chase, but I think it's taken out in the air technically. No, ref says play on. Was a little bit exaggerated by the Stormers. Yankees now over this ball. Penalty against the Stormers. They will actually call it for taking out in the air, I think. Yeah, was just in the air. Just a penalty only, nothing dangerous in it at all. I did think it was taken out in the air. So Stormers with a penalty again. Now going to hopefully kick deep into the Sharks half. Sharks really struggling. Marty Lebok with the kick now. Not all of his kicks have gone out today, but this one definitely had made sure. He had about 4 kicks in the first half, which did not go out from penalties. But this one he made sure of. So Dweber with the ball, he puts it into the line-out. They win the line-out easily. Hirschyanki's pass to Marty Lebok, who then comes to the back line. Clayton Blomkies eventually receives it, passes back, but it's misfielded. Marty Lebok recovers and kicks forward. It's straight out, I do believe, though, so they're going to have to come all the way back inside the Stormers' half, just outside their 10-meter line. So the Sharks will get a little bit of an advantage there. So Stormers just messing it up just slightly, but not luckily too badly. I think there's some subs being made here. Looks like the front row of Sharks and Chunu and Sardi are going to be coming off. And Van Vuren, I think, as well. Yeah, a whole brand new front row for the Sharks. So we see ULSTER, Bleuler and Jacobs come onto the field for the Sharks in place of Carly Sardi, Chunu and Van Vuren. So some early changes for the Sharks. Needed, not necessarily those changes, but they needed changes to try and get something into this game, especially now that they've just conceded yet another try. 31 points already. It's making this game very difficult for the Sharks to come back from. This crowd that's come out here is not going to be particularly happy with the home side. They do set up the maul from the line out, though. They're shifting through the line now. They're taking it straight out. Tapawai comes with the ball, tries to charge, doesn't get anywhere really. Right now with the ball, passes through to, I think it's Fenter. Right now passing through to the brand new forward pack, who's my word, who's getting some good purchase there. Right now chips over the ball behind. It's a good chase here. Blomikis passes it back to Hetzenberg, and he kicks it out just outside the 22. So the Sharks will have a line out just outside the Stormers' 22. So Sharks doing a little bit better there in terms of attacking purchase. So Sharks now with the line out just outside the Stormers 22. They win it comfortably. It comes back to Rohan Jens van Rensburg, who's charging at the line. My word. Bounces Dweber. Right now passes it through to the new forwards who've knocked it on, I think. No, gathered it backwards. It's just knocked on the tackle from Stormers, but it's not an advantage either. Pepsi Buthelezi tries to charge forward. It's not rolling from the Stormers here, so it's a penalty advantage to the Sharks. It's exactly what they need right now. Passing through the line, comes to Tapawai, and they just stuff it up completely, the Sharks. They're going to come back for the penalty. So Kerwin Bosch now are going to kick for the line. Sharks desperately need to get some points on the board. And it's not even a great kick from Bosch right there. I mean, he kick from within the 22, about 50 meters out from the 5-meter line, and couldn't even get anywhere near the 5-meter line. It was about 15 meters out from the 5-meter line. So a really poor kick, if I'm honest, from Bosch. The maul is set up by the Sharks. Trying to get a little bit of go forward. Trying desperately use it once. It's been called. Has gone down, but they go blind, but it's not going to be successful. Wright is not trying to contain this ruck. Sharks do hold on to it. James Fenton now acting as scrum half. It was a crap pass. Nonetheless, they keep going, the Sharks here. Darts again. Sharks just trying to keep it in the forwards now. Building it slowly, building up phases here. They are getting some good go forward. They're making meters slowly. It's very slow, but they just keep hitting it again and again and again. Coming forward still. They're still making meters, so this is still working for the Sharks. So if they just don't knock it on, this could work quite well for them. Each time making a little bit of ground. That time not so much, but still making ground most times. Fenter gets taken down by Brock Harris. Stormers defense doing well so far, but still Sharks making ground a little bit each time. Now they choose to go to the back line. They try to go around the outside from Rensburg. Good pass to Abelela Fassi, but it's mishit. And Null now chasing. Sanatla chasing. There's nobody back for the Sharks. Sanatla kicks it forward again. It's clubbing in midfield. He's trying to pick it up. But it's picked up by Sanatla. He's still going. He passes it out wide. Herzenberg, they're going to score the great counter-attacking try for the Stormers. Another try goes for them. This is a real showing by the Stormers. Sharks just cannot put up with it. Sharks tried something different because it wasn't working through the forwards. Eventually, they tried the back line. The back line move didn't really work. Ryan Jans van der Wensum tries to shift it out to Apelela Fassi. And then Null just... and it's mishit by Apelela Fassi. He doesn't get to it. And the ball is then bouncing. And Null then kicks it forward. Sanatla then chases with Null and Herzenberg. And Sanatla then kicks it forward again. Picks it up, passes to Herzenberg. And he just goes over inside the Sharks half. And my word, what a great counter-attacking piece of play there. Abraham's not able to regather the ball before Sanatla, so Sharks looking so out of it. Hutzenberg scores the try, and kick to come, 36 points to 7. Stormers are all over this Sharks team. So, kick was successful, and 38 points to 7. 38 points to 7. Sharks are being well and truly, absolutely dominated. Cannot tell you how bad this has gone for the Sharks. It's been hopeless. Restart as well, fielded by Stormers. They kick it back to the Sharks, though. Now Sharks trying to come forward through Pepsi Bootleys. Gets taken down midfield. Right passes it out to his new forwards. Right now over the ball again. Waiting for some cover so he can kick it over. I think they're going to be an up and under kick here. And indeed it does go up. There's a chase on the Sharks. It's a bit too deep, though. I think it might be too deep. Oh no, it's been spilt by Stormers, but still regathered. Clayton Blommekies now receives the ball after the pass. Kicks in midfield. It's a nothing kick. Now it comes to Kerwin Bosch. He's got a bit of time. He tries to run at the line. He's got Abrahams on his outside. Abrahams running through. Passes back to Bosch. Bosch gets taken down there by Furi. Furi now over the ball trying to get it, but not able to. Right now passing midfield. It comes to Fenter. Now it comes to, oh my word, Andrews running through the line. My word, with some serious pace. Wright gets the ball back. They're right on the 5 meter line basically almost. Rowan Jans van Rensburg passing to Tapuai. He passes it now to Fenter. Fenter not got anybody on his outside there. Gets taken down. They set up the ruck. Stormers right on their own 5 meter line again. Sharks just trying to shift the ball quicker now. This is what they've been needing to do the whole time. Wright fishes the ball out. Passes through to the props. Props and lost the ball. And again, that's a penalty against the Stormers. So there's a penalty, I think, for offside. So the Sharks do get a penalty right on the 5 meter line. Sharks will be disappointed not to have scored there. It was a great piece of play from them. The first time they've seen some proper rugby all game. And they just did not convert. They could have shifted it out wide, but they chose not to. So Sharks still not able to get points on the board. But certainly did a lot better in that little piece of play there than they had prior. So Kerwin Bosch is opting to kick for the line. Does pick up the ball, kicks it out on the 5 meter line. So can the Sharks get a maul set up and get it over? Or will the Stormers yet again defend very well? Sharks just needing to speed up play. I think that's the problem, is they've been too slow on the ball. Stormers making some changes here. Looks like front row changes. There's a backline change as well. Quite a few changes here. Looks like Brock Harris has come off the field. Herschel Yankees, I think, possibly as well. I do think that's Herschel Yankees. Nonetheless, the ball goes into the line out. Sharks set up the maul. It looks to be a good maul. It's come out the back. They're trying to dart himself. Not able to get there. Sharks still with the ball on the 5-meter line. Benton now coming over the ball. He darts himself. Not able to get anywhere. Sharks setting up another pod. Takes it forward. Storm is doing well to defend so far. Sharks still just trying with the pods. They're quickening it up a little bit through the pods. Right now, passing through to the back line. Comes to Tapawai. Gets taken down outside the 5-meter line. So they've lost a little bit of ground there, the Sharks. Again, trying to drive it up through the forwards, but not able to. Now it's a little bit easier for the Stormers to try and steal the ball, but not able to. They were. Sharks still with the ball on the Stormers 5-meter. They feel they have to score there. They have to score here. Stormers are over this ball, and they've stolen it. And it's a penalty to the Stormers. Sharks not clearing properly. Very well done by the Stormers there. We'll confirm who it was that got over. I think it was one of the new subs. No, stalwart Dion Ferry. One and only. Got over. Steal the ball. Steal the ball, my word. I apologize. Stole the ball right on the line. And stops the Sharks from scoring. And yeah, Stormers still very much now in the front seat. And Sharks just ruining their chances. I mean, my word. Now, Simeon saying they're great tactic. Run into Dion Ferry when you're isolated. Yeah, not exactly the most clever thing known to mankind. Of course, Dion Ferry being fantastic at getting up quickly and getting over the ball to try and steal, at least hold it on. Yeah, so Stormers do exit well. They've kicked it to the line. It's just outside the 10-meter line. And the ball goes in. It's well done by the Stormers. Now they're shifting it through the line. They tried a little backline move. Didn't quite work. And I do see they've got a new scrum half. So indeed, it is Herschel Yankees who's off. So on in his place is DeVet, who does kick it forward for the Stormers. And Abrahams is under this ball. And does gather it nicely. So Sharks still with the possession again, just outside their own 10-meter line after that kick. 55 minutes gone in this game, pretty much. Stormers all over the Sharks. Wright kicks it forward for the Sharks as a chase. Looks a bit too deep for the Sharks to get there. Oh, never mind. Fussy did get there, but he knocked it on. It's poor by Fussy, actually. He should have gathered this ball. I don't know why he didn't. It seemed like it was too far, but then he eventually went up and was actually like straight into his hands. No real challenge, but as soon as it went straight into his hands, it went straight out as well. So a knock-on's been called, so it will be a Stormers scrum, and we know how strong the Stormers scrum has been. But there's a brand new forward front row for the Sharks. And we do see, I think it's Abrahams has gone off. I think Abrahams has gone off for the Sharks, so a new wing there. As DeVet now holds the ball in his hands, having come on for Herschel Yankees. Stormers, I mean, there's a lot of time on the board still. The Stormers could try and make this 50 points. 50 points, imagine. There's a huge hit from the Stormers, but my word, there was no hit received from the Sharks, and the ball just went straight forward before the scrum just went straight forward before the ball was in. So you're going to have to redo that scrum. That was a bit odd. Sharks did not accept the hit there. The scrum is now underway again. And Stormers still getting a good go forward. They're dominating. They've got the advantage. Penalty to the Stormers against the Sharks. Stormers winning too many penalties today. Sharks just absolutely nowhere in every facet of the game. So Stormers now with the ball for the penalty. Going to kick for the line. through Marnie Libok. Kicks it forward. It's a good kick from Marnie Libok. It's just outside, just inside the Sharks 10-meter line, or just outside the Sharks 10-meter line, so got closer to their try line and the halfway line. So Stormers with the line out to come, and their lineouts have been very good today. In fact, most things for Stormers have been very good today. So they might well try and turn this into an attacking maneuver. I don't know if they'll use the back line or try and maul it up a little bit. The maul's been relatively okay today. They're not really been used by either team. But Stormers seem to be quite good in the forwards today. It's a misplaced a ball in from the Stormers there. So Sharks come away with the ball on the halfway line. Ryan Jans van Rensburg tries to shift it in the tackle, and Marty Libok then gets the ball as a result. It's going to be the easiest try known to mankind for the Stormers. What an easy try for the Stormers. Ryan Jans van Rensburg, I think, needs taking off. Every single time he's gone into the tackle, he's tried to shift the ball in contact, which, to be fair, is right, but every single time he's lost it poorly. And as a result, all that happened there is Ryan Jans van Rensburg gets the ball, tries to pass in the tackle, goes straight off, bounces right in behind, and Marty Libok just picks up and sprints in behind, and pretty much almost directly underneath the post. Marty Libok puts the ball down for another try for the Stormers. I've lost count. It's 43 points to 7. 43 points to 7. Sharks getting absolutely thumped. Kick to come from Marty Libok here. And yeah, Sharks, I just think they're trying to... They need to do damage control at this point. It's just damage control. This could be very, very ugly very soon. So Marty Libok with the kick to come. And it's missed, unfortunately. He was right in front of the post. Right in front of the post. He's missed it. Oh, my word. Marty Libok there, missing a kick right in front of the post. He's not going to be too upset about it, I don't think. You know, Storm was very much in the driving seat, and he's played quite well today, Marty Libok in general, but he's made quite a few mistakes as well. So, another big one there. Missing right in front of the post to have made it 45 points to 7. Instead, it's now 43 points to 7 still. But yeah, please do tell me in the comments, what do you think of this Sharks team? They have been absolutely nowhere today. Storm has been brilliant, don't get me wrong. Don't take it away from the Stormers. They've been very good today. Very classy, very good in all aspects of the game. Just doing the basics right, getting every single thing right, basically. Not making mistakes. And just playing generally with good consistency in every aspect of the game. Sharks, on the other hand, hopeless. Really, really hopeless. Sharks with the line out. They put it in, right then collects it, and he's knocked it on. As I say, nothing is going right for the Sharks. The Stormers do collect the ball. Oh my word. There's a huge run here. And I think that's a high tackle. But Dion Farid gets the ball back. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with it. Marty Libok shifts it off to the wing. Stormers are trying to come forward here. And then Caden Blommerklees gets the ball, but it's a forward pass on the 10-meter line. So it will be a scrum to the Sharks on their own 10-meter line. But my word, this Sharks team has been atrocious. Emil here saying Sharks can't play without their Springboks. Yeah, unfortunately they are really missing their big name players today. And it's a bit of a worry there for Sharks coach. I've gone blank on his name. I'll remember now. Just give me 2 seconds. I don't know how I've gone blank on his name. I do apologise. I can't remember his name. If anyone can remind me his name. But obviously the Sevens coach. I've gone blank on his name. Shocking, really. Sharks with an advantage now, playing with the advantage, and they do win the penalty back from the line out, well, from the scrum. I mean, I think they were offsides from the scrum. Or was it a high tackle? No, high tackle indeed. Yeah, high tackle was penalised there. So Sharks with a penalty just about halfway line. And kicks for the line does Kerwin Bosch. The ball goes out. It's a good kick inside the 22. So Sharks with another chance to try and put some points on the board. But just judging by the rest of this game, I'd be surprised if they do. Because they've really struggled. Really, really, really struggled. And I don't think anybody could have called that Stormers would dominate the Sharks by this much. I thought it would be an even game. Sharks try an interesting little line-out move, and it works perfectly for them. Absolutely perfect for the Sharks. What a line-out. Great little line-out move. Love it. It's just a typical one of those. They set up a middle pod. Somebody ran forward, collected the ball from the short throw and just popped it back to the hooker. Stormers somehow didn't see it. And Sharks are over. It's Dan ULSTER with the try for the Sharks. So a little bit of consolation points here being scored by the Sharks. Now the kick to come for Kerwin Bosch right on the line here. So it's a difficult kick, so I'd be surprised if he gets it over. But 17 minutes left of this game. The Sharks finally get another try. Still way off the Stormers' 43 points though. Kerwin Bosch now coming with the kick. And it's going to come back in. Is it going to fade in? It was curling and it curled in. What a great kick. My word. Really came back in there. Fantastic kick by Kerwin Bosch. Simeon there saying the comeback is on. I'm not so sure the comeback is indeed on. But certainly can try. So Marty Libok to get the game restarted for us. Stormers doing well. You had to field the ball inside the Sharks 22, yeah. That's just stopping them from getting anywhere. Right over this ball now. Kicks it forward. Kicks for the line. I don't think it's gone out. No, it has gone out. It's a good kick, actually. It's a very good kick. All the way up to the 10-meter line inside the Stormers' half. It's a fantastic kick there by Wright of the Sharks. It's a fantastic, fantastic kick there. So Stormers with the line out on their own 10-meter line. Terry there saying Sharks have been shocking, but the ref hasn't helped. I'm not sure the ref's been doing too many bad decisions. I mean, yeah, a couple of small things you might want to talk about, but in general, the Sharks have just not been good enough, and the score would have been the same either way. There was a little bit charged down there by the Sharks, but the Stormers do somehow regather. Apparently, the ref says carry on. I think there's a knock-on, but they might well have to come back to it if they score something from it. Trying to field themselves on inside the 22, the Sharks are. Stormers eventually getting back. There's a great little pop pass there to Sikumbuzo Noche, who's now on. Almost spilt there by Rohan Janssen van Rensburg as he picks it up, but strong drive from him. Right now finds the pass to Apalela Fassi, I think it is. Right, passing again to the blind side. Oh, there's clearing beyond the ruck there, I would have thought, but ref doesn't see it. It's advantage to the Sharks currently. Sharks almost on the 5-meter line. Right, passing to Andrews. Not Andrews. To Grobler. Still an advantage to the Sharks. Another advantage, I think it is. Ah, my word, it's popped backwards, but they'll somehow get it there. It's James Fenter still going with the ball, but the ball is eventually lost. And they'll come back for the penalty against the Stormers. Somebody there, Neil Powell. Thank you so very much, Frank. That is who I was trying to think of. I don't know why I was so useless in trying to remember who the Sharks coach was, but yes, the former Sevens coach for South Africa, Neil Powell, is current Sharks coach as well, and I think he'll be a bit concerned as to how his team has performed today without their big stars. I don't think it should have gone this badly as it has for them. Nonetheless, they're going to try and get some of a fight back. They've popped the ball. And tried an interesting little tap and go maneuver. Didn't really work, but it was certainly interesting. James Fenton now with the ball almost on the 5-meter line. Sharks really moving forward here, trying their best to get over this line. Comes to Fenter. Sharks still trying to keep it in the forwards. They just keep going with the forwards the whole time. Just on the 5-meter line, still the Sharks. Sharks still not able to get much go forward. Right now, pass it through. Another pass to the back line. Passes to Rowan Jans van Rensburg, who tries to fight his way back through to where they were, but they've lost a little bit of ground. Right now, trying something quickly. Passes to the forwards, but great defense from the Stormers so far. I think he's over it now, the Stormers. Not indeed. Right now, trying to dart himself. Found a little gap, but not. The ref has called time. I think there's an injury. He's called time on it. He's just stopped the game. I think there's a penalty to the Sharks coming. But I think there's a head clash in the midfield there, so they're just going to stop the game immediately. That's... So we're just going to have a little break here and play as we just check on this injury. It doesn't seem to be too bad. But there was a bit of a head injury there. Oh, I think a rolled ankle has been seen here. Very badly rolled ankle, possibly. Yeah, just in case you are joining us right now, we're just having a small break and play. For an injury to the Stormers. But we seem to be back, ready to play. So Yucca Paper calls both teams again. Don't know what we're going to have here. I think it's a scrum. I don't know if the penalty was called. I don't know if the penalty was called or if they just simply stopped play. If they just stopped play, it will be a scrum to the Sharks, or at least a free kick to them. Yeah, indeed, a scrum to the Sharks it'll be. Just about 10 meters out from the Stormers' line. Simeon here saying, consider the number of times Libok missed his kicks and his knock-on right on the try line. The score could easily have been 60 plus. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I was saying, funny enough, the score line does not flatter the Sharks. And does not flatter the Stormers. I do apologize there. You just got a little bit of a bright screen there. Yeah, I mean, Stormers could have easily have scored a lot more points. Could easily have been 60 plus. They just missed a couple of their own chances, but it just shows how dominant they were today, that they still scored 43 after missing so many chances as well. Right now takes the ball out of the ruck, out of the scrum, and it's just so poor from the Sharks, if I'm honest. They tried to go blindside, it was never on, and they just tried to shift it quickly, and then Kerwin Bosch receives the ball literally like a step from the line, and it's just very easily pushed out. Nothing's going to plan for the Sharks. 11 minutes left in this game. So Stormers put the ball in, but it's missed. It's been missed. Oh my word! What a free gift. Krobler there, just taking advantage of the Stormers' completely stuffed up line out. Ball went in from the line there. A 5 meter line out for the Stormers. They put it in. They misplaced it. The throw went a bit too high, and the pod missed it. And Krobler just grabbed the ball and basically just dived over the line. Scored the try for the Sharks. So suddenly the Sharks scoring a couple of points right at the end here. Still not going to be enough. There's no ways they're catching the scoreline. But just starting to score some points the second half just to get some consolation points and certainly bring that points difference down. So every little bit helps. Kern Bosch now with the kick to come. To, a try out of absolutely nowhere for the Sharks. Kieran Bosch with a shocking kick. Shocking kick. He pulled it completely, so it will remain 43 points to 19. And yeah, we'll see whether or not Sharks can get a couple more tries before the end. But even then, still not going to be anywhere near the Stormers scoreline, I don't think. Grobler has not come off the field, so that try was his last piece of play, and he has now exited the field. So Stormers now limbering up for the restart here. Marnie Libok with the ball in hand. Just under 9 minutes left of this game. Stormers been all over the Sharks. Sharks surely just counting out the numbers. Don't know what's happened there. Jakob Papers just called a stoppage and play. I think Marnie Libok would just jump the gun a little bit. There's going to be some subs for the Sharks here. Indeed, Pepsi Boutelesi is coming back onto the field. I think that's a blood sub or a concussion sub or something. I don't know. But Stormers, meanwhile, do get the ball back underway again. Attempt 2. It's a good kick, to be fair. Sikumbuza Noche comes forward with the ball. Stormers now trying to counteract, doing very well so far with the counteract, almost getting the ball back. Sharks not conceding it though, do manage to recover. And just outside the 22 still, right now takes the ball out, passes to a pod. Not quite sure what Sharks are going to try and plan here. I think they will have to try and kick. Indeed, Wright is setting up for the kick now. Box kick should come. It goes up. There's a big chase from the Sharks. Pekle can't get there. Blommeke's now coming forward himself and not able to get away from the tackle. And Storm has now knocked it on as he tried to pop the ball up. And it will be a scrum on the halfway line. And there's some more subs. There's a stoppage in play. And we're going to have time off again called by Yaku Paper just to check for an injury here. I think it's on Dion Fourie, who has been immense today. But, yeah, Stormers almost getting a little purchase there inside the Sharks 22. Almost racking it over, but not able to. Just looking at the scrum battles today of basically the fact that Stormers were all over the Sharks from only the first scrum went the Sharks' favour, and ever since then everything's been so one-sided in the Stormers' favour. It's been quite scary. Kutenda saying Grobler should get a Bok call-up ahead. He is playing well, and considering his combo with Etzebeth, good to see combos in internationals. He's putting pressure on Murat, Norkia, and Ori for lock spots. Indeed, I do think, genuinely, we are seeing a lot of new players being brought into these South African sides that are really putting their hands up in terms of box selection. And Grobler, another one of them. So he had a good game today, even though the Sharks have been absolutely dominated, but he has been very, very good today in terms of his work. Putting in some hard yards and scoring a couple of tries for himself as well. In what has been a poor Sharks side today. So yeah, definitely not a bad call there, but obviously a long way to go. The Springbok setup is very set in stone a lot of the time. It's very much they rely on players they know they can rely on. It's difficult to break into a regular starting spot in that Springbok team because they so rely on certain combinations, as you say, working. So we might see him there, but it will always take a while though, because our current Springbok setup does not allow for that. There's a huge scrum from the Stormers yet again. Massive scrum from the Stormers. Sharks just cannot cope. Stormers scrum was absolutely mammoth-sized. Dominates the Sharks yet again. My word. I think they called a shot here. So Stormers are going to go for points here. I think they're just trying to wind down the clock. I think they're just a little bit bored of playing rugby, basically. So they're just going to kick for posts here. It's got 50 seconds in which to do it, Marnie Libok. So I'm sure he'll take up as much time as he possibly can with this kick. And he will kick for points here from about the halfway line, just to the left of it. So it's about a 50-meter kick, pretty much, 48 meters. So just going to basically waste time here, the Stormers, with this penalty. Indeed, Marnie Libok just taking as much time as possible. Yeah, 20 seconds still to take this kick. So it's got about 12 seconds now. 10 seconds. You see it's really taking it down to the line. And with just 2 seconds to go, he kicks the ball. And it's over. My word. Talk about a little bit of drama with that kick. It landed on the post, on the crossbar part of the post, and bounced over. So just got over there, right in the edge there. Literally got into the corner, bounced on top of the bar, and goes over for another some more points for the Stormers in the second half. It's 46 points to 19. Can the Stormers break 50 points today? That's the big question. The restart is fielded well by the Stormers, trying to come forward just outside their own 22, so they will not be able to kick this out. Ball comes back to Marnie Libok, who gets charged down, but he does regather the ball. Now looking for a panic kick. It's not as good a kick. It's off his unfavored left foot, and it's straight out just outside his 22. So the Sharks with a little bit more of an attacking opportunity. They're taking it quickly, the Sharks. It was just as quickly seen by the Stormers, though, and so now play carries on just outside the Stormers' 22. Sharks with the ball in hand, passing it through the line now, spreading it as far wide as possible. Kerwin Bosch chooses not to spread and takes it himself and gets tackled just on the 10-meter line. Tapawai acting as scrum half. Big hit in midfield there. It's a bit of a hospital pass, but the Sharks still got the ball in hand. Stormers now defending very well, almost all the way up to the halfway line, the Sharks are. Sharks have made a sub, in fact, as Wright has come off. So Sharks still trying to just come forward now. And yeah, so as a result of that, it does mean that that Davids is on in place of Wright. And Pepsi Buthelezi now trying to come forward himself, trying to bounce off one and then the next. Keeps the ball in somehow, but only on the halfway line. Storm is doing very well just to keep driving Sharks back in defense. Stormers have got literally from the 22-meter line of their own 22-meter line have pushed the Sharks all the way into their own half. And still pushing them all the way into their own half. Even further back they go. Almost over their own 10-meter line now, the Sharks. In fact, they are now. Oh my word, it's a deliberate knock-on, I would have thought. But it's not been well fielded, so now Sharks come away. They've got space, but somehow Pentley makes the wrong decision completely. Would have been an easy try-scoring opportunity, but Pentley decides to just go the wrong way and then takes away the passing opportunity, and the Sharks now having to try and build it up yet again from within the Stormers' half, 10-meter line. Comes to James Fenter, who goes down. He's lost the ball forward. And now Stormers are running forward. There's a bit of broken play, and he's coming forward. He's grabbing it forward through. Apelela Fassi trying to get the ball. Not Herschel Yankees. And then there's a knock-on eventually by the Stormers on the 22-meter line in the Sharks' territory there. It was Hatzenberg who tried to follow that ball up but wasn't able to get there. Thought Apelela Fassi had taken the ball in, but in fact he'd lost it, so he made the tackle and then couldn't find the ball. If he just kept his head up, might well have been an easy try for him to score and make it 50 points for the Stormers. But nonetheless, it will be a scrum to the Sharks inside their own 22. So Sharks, yet again, just making so many major errors. Yaku Paper has just stopped play here. I think it's Null who's down for the Stormers. But he's back up onto his feet. So we will play on now. Time will be resumed and we'll have a scrum. Sharks put in. Just under 3 minutes left of this encounter, and I tell you something, what an encounter has been for the Stormers. Not for the Sharks, though. My word, Sharks getting absolutely pummeled. Can the Stormers get to 50 points before the end of this match? That is the big question for me. Can the Stormers break 50 against their local opposition Sharks? Not just any old game, though, as well, in the Shark tank. So, massive statement to be made by the Stormers here. And Sharks certainly going to be going back to the drawing board and saying, what on earth happened? We don't need to rely on our Springboks that much, surely. Scrum is going. Stormers, massive scrum, but it's a penalty against them. I think they were driving inwards. Yeah, they were, apparently, according to Yuck Paper. So Sharks win the penalty at the scrum. Ball is kicked there from Kerwin Bosch. It's not out again. So many kicks in this game have been kicked for the line and not gone out. Clayton Blommetjies runs back. He chips it over towards his winger. It's not a good kick. Oh no, it was almost picked up there. Could have worked in the Sharks' favour, not quite there. Clayton Blommetjies almost just laughing about it, but almost stuffing up there. I think he realises it as well. So, a scrum has been called by Yaku Paper. Just on the halfway line. It will be in favour of the Stormers, I believe. So, this could be very nasty for the Sharks. Could very much result in yet another dominated scrum, basically. I mean, the Stormers have been all over the Sharks when it comes to the scrums. Just about 30 seconds left in this game. Will the Stormers try and score some more points, or will they just keep this game down? They could try and make it 50 points. The Stormers hitting early there. The scrum is motoring forward. The Sharks can't cope. Advantage to the Stormers. Easy as you like. Scrum still motoring forward. Stormers still with the ball. It's technically now a maul. I mean, the ref's playing on. Eventually the ball comes out. Pass it through to... and here comes Sinatla. He's running forward. He just has one to beat. Passes to the winger, but not able to get the ball away. Stormers inside the Sharks 22. Oh my word. Oh, they've knocked it on inside the 22. It was almost beautiful. They've knocked it on. Will they come back for the penalty? I don't know. Stormers almost scoring what would have been this try to put them into 50 points. But now time is up. The hooter, I think, should have sounded. And we will just have one last scrum for the day. Actually, no, it's going to be a penalty. Sorry, I said it will come back for the penalty. So Marty Libbok's kicking for the 5 meter line. Indeed, it is on the 5 meter line, more or less. So Stormers will have a line out on the Sharks 5 meter line. Will they make 50 points? That is the question. Will Stormers break 50 points against the Sharks in their home stadium? That being the Sharks' home stadium. Huge, huge, huge result this will be. Not just for the Stormers, but in terms of the Sharks as well. Basically being absolutely pummeled. Lineup is taken. It's a bit messy from the Stormers. They've had to try and come back. And they're just going to try and build it up. Time is definitely up, but Stormers still playing on. So interesting that. Tries the reverse ball there. It's a great little idea. Stormers still coming forward, almost onto the 5 meter line. Sharks are over this ball, but not. He's lost it now. Stormers still with the ball, pretty much on the 5 meter line of the Sharks. Marty Libbok opts for the kick right to the opposite side. Will it be contested? Mark has been called by Kerwin Bosch. He's tapped it quickly. He's trying to run himself. He has to. He's going. He's inside the 22. He's passed it infield again to Rowan Jans van Rensburg, who then passes to his supporting scrum half, who's then come to the winger, and they've all the way up to the halfway line now, the Sharks. This is good play by the Sharks for once. Passed outfield. Kerwin Bosch again receives it on his own 10 meter line. Now Apalela Fassi passes out wide. Sharks have got numbers on the wing here. They just need to get it to the wingers. Kampetla gets it. He passes it back into Pepsi Buthelezi. Sharks all the way up into the Stormers 10 meter line, and they've knocked it on in the tackle, and Stormers now coming away with it. Trying to build it up from within their own half, but they've knocked it on, and that will be the game, ladies and gentlemen. URC, 4th of February, local derby for South Africa. Stormers versus the Sharks in the Sharks tank. Stormers finish 46 points to the Sharks 19. A horrible, horrible day at the office for the Sharks. My word, what a game. For the Stormers, though, Sharks fans going to be going home in tears, essentially. Really, really, really hopeless game from them. And Stormers, yeah, will be going away with all bonus points, 46 points behind their name, and the absolute maximum for the day. So a great outing for the Stormers, and the Sharks fans will be very upset about this result, I'm sure. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Forever Sports and Forever Rugby. My name is Mark. You've just watched that URC game alongside me as well, and I hope you really enjoyed the game. And I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, cheerio.